In this episode, we look at singular and plural nouns and pronouns. In this lesson, we'll focus on a number of nouns and pronouns and how we use them correctly. Objective: students will use singular and plural nouns in different contexts. Engage. Read the paragraph below and underline the nouns. The mountains in Jamaica run along the center of the island. These act as a source of rivers, most of which run from north to south. The only river that runs easterly is the Plantain Garden River in St. Thomas. The Blue Mountain Range spans 3 parishes: St. Andrew, St. Thomas, and Portland. These parishes usually get a lot of rainfall because of the influence of the mountains. Jamaica's north coast is more mountainous than the south coast, and so it receives more rainfall and generally has cooler temperatures. It says that we should underline the nouns. Let's remember that nouns are the names of people, places, animals, and things. So mountains, Jamaica; island, rivers, easterly is a direction; Plantain Garden River, St. Thomas, Blue Mountain Range, that's a noun phrase; parishes, the St. Andrew, the St. Thomas, the Portland, and so on. Now, categorize the nouns in the table below. Singular nouns: island, mountains; plural nouns: river, parishes. So river would put that on the singular noun side, island would be on the singular noun side, and we would move mountain over to the plural noun side, and parishes would stay there as well. Singular means one of, while plural would mean more than one of. Explore. Write the names of other landforms you have studied and give the plural forms for each. Plain, plains; tributary, tributaries; valley, valleys; keys, keys; isthmus, isthmuses. Can you develop a rule for forming the plurals? Explain. Plural noun rules. Most singular nouns are made plural by simply putting an S at the end. There are many different rules regarding pluralization depending on what letter a noun ends in. Irregular nouns do not follow the plural noun rules, so they must be memorized or looked up in the dictionary. 1. To make regular nouns plural, add S to the end. So we have one cat but many cats, one house but many houses. Rule 2. If a singular noun ends in S, SS, SH, CH, X, or Z, add ES to the end to make it plural. So trust becomes trusses, bus, buses; marsh, marshes; lunch, lunches; tax, taxes; blitz, blitzes. Rule 3. In some cases, singular nouns ending in S or Z require that you double the S or Z prior to adding the ES for pluralization. So fez becomes fezzes and gas becomes gases. Rule 4. If the noun ends with F or FE, the F is often changed to VE before adding the S to form the plural versions. So wife becomes wives, hoof becomes whose, wolf becomes wolves. Now here are some exceptions. Roof, we won't change the F to V, we'll simply add S. So we have roof, roofs; chef, chefs; belief, beliefs; chief, chiefs. Rule number 5. If a singular noun ends in Y and the letter before the Y is a consonant, we're going to change the ending to IES to make the nouns plural. For example, city becomes cities. Puppy becomes puppies. Story becomes stories. Now, before the Y, we had the T, which is a consonant, not a vowel. So we change the Y to I and add ES. Before the Y, we had P, not a vowel. So we change the Y to I and add ES. And the same thing for story. Before the Y, we have R, another consonant. So we change the Y to I and add ES. Rule 6. If the singular noun ends in Y and the letter before the Y is a vowel, that is A, E, I, O, U, simply add an S to make it plural. So Ray becomes rays. Just add S. Boy becomes boys. Rule 7. If the singular noun ends in O, add ES to make it plural. So potato becomes potatoes. Tomato becomes tomatoes. Now here are some exceptions. Photo becomes photos by simply adding S. Piano becomes pianos by simply adding S. Halo becomes halos by simply adding S. With the unique word volcano, you can apply the standard pluralization for words that end in O or not. It's your choice. Both of the following are correct. Volcanoes with the ES or volcanoes with the S. Rule number 8. If the singular noun ends in US, the plural ending is frequently I. For example, cactus becomes cacti, fungus becomes fungi, focus becomes foci, stimulus becomes stimuli. Rule 9. If the singular noun ends in IS, the plural ending is ES. Analysis becomes analyses. Ellipsis becomes ellipses. Rule 10. If the singular noun ends in ON, the plural ending is A. Phenomenon becomes phenomena. Criterion becomes criteria. Rule number 11. Some nouns don't change at all when they are pluralized. Sheep, sheep, series, series, species, species, deer, deer. You need to see the nouns in the context to identify them as singular or plural. Consider the following sentence. Mark caught 1 fish, but I caught 3 fish. Extend. Irregular nouns follow no specific rules, so it's best to memorize these or look up the proper pluralization in the dictionary. Find the plural of the words below. Child, goose, man, woman, tooth, foot, mouse, person. So we know that child would become children, goose would become geese, man would become men, woman would become women, tooth, teeth, foot, feet, mouse would become mice, and person would become people. Evaluate. Apply the rule above to complete the activity below. Rewrite the sentences below, changing the nouns underlined to plural. Number 1. The bag and the box were lying on the floor. So we would know that the bags and the boxes were lying on the floor. In the case of bag, we're simply going to add S, and the box, we're going to add ES. Number 2, my father plants cactus in his garden. So the rule with the US we would change to I. So we would have my father plants cacti in his garden. Number 3, my teacher says many diseases are caused by fungus. So many diseases are caused by fungi. Number 4, my parents warned us about playing with knife. So my parents warned us about playing with knives. Here we're going to change the F to V and add ES. Number 5, the tomato and potato were spoiled. So we're going to say the tomatoes and the potatoes were spoiled. So we add ES. Number 6, several mourners were at the cemetery. We would say several mourners were at the cemeteries. So the plural of cemetery, now we would have a consonant before the Y. So we would change the Y to I and add ES. Number 7, my grandma is affected by swollen foot. So my grandma is affected by swollen feet. So we're going to change the inside vowels now from OO to EE. Have you seen the deer? And we always keep this deer in the state it is written. You left the brush here. You left the brushes here. We're going to add ES because this noun ends in SH. Number 10, the goose just swam across. Again, the geese just swam across. We change the internal vowels here from OO to EE. In this episode, we looked at singular and plural nouns and pronouns. We also looked at rules which were regular and irregular. Take the time, study these rules so that you can apply them as needed. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.